Jonathan Lederman from LSS Law, and today I'm going to discuss what not to do if you are considering filing bankruptcy. Now, a lot of people think of these things and try and outsmart the system, and I'm here to tell you, don't do it. The decision to file bankruptcy is a tough one, and it comes with the benefit of being able to potentially wipe out most, if not all, of your debts. So the last thing you want to do is any of these things to put that benefit in jeopardy. So the first thing not to do if you're considering filing bankruptcy is don't conceal your assets. When you file bankruptcy, you're going to have to sign under penalty of perjury the bankruptcy petition and bankruptcy schedules, and you're going to have to list all of your assets. Some people always ask the question, well, how are they going to know whether I own something or I don't own something? And my answer is always the same. This is such a difficult decision to make to file bankruptcy, so the last thing you want to do is take a risk like this. I've represented bankruptcy trustees in the past who have sent professional property appraisers to the debtor's home without any warning and have found bags of cash in their closet. And suddenly their bankruptcy takes a turn for the worse. So please don't conceal assets, just list everything. Don't worry that you may lose your assets, because in most bankruptcies, you won't. Secondly, don't run up credit card debt, especially after you've consulted with a bankruptcy attorney. Most people realize that one of the big benefits of filing bankruptcy is that you will get rid of or discharge your unsecured debt. Most of the time, that's credit card debt. Now, if you come to an attorney and you say, well, I'm glad I'm going to discharge some of my debt, but I still have some available credit available to me, so let me just maximize my credit before I file, that could potentially be a problem. There's such a thing called a look-back period in bankruptcy, and if you charge up significant amounts of money or on certain luxury items in the period of time before you file bankruptcy, there's a chance that the creditor could object and that debt will not be discharged in your bankruptcy. So just leave things the way they are. Don't rack up debt right before you're going to file. And thirdly, don't give things away. As soon as I have the conversation with prospective clients about the fact that either they will lose some of their assets if they file a bankruptcy, or they may have to pay money to the bankruptcy trustee to keep some of their assets, inevitably I see their minds spinning and they suggest, well, what if I just gave it to my uncle or a cousin or a friend? Don't do that. There's a concept called fraudulent conveyances in bankruptcy. And if you give something away of value and don't get anything of value back, then the bankruptcy trustee can undo that transaction. And again, you're putting the success of your bankruptcy at issue. So again, these are just a few of the things not to do while you're considering filing bankruptcy. If you're ready to speak to myself or another experienced attorney in my office to have an in-depth discussion about your bankruptcy options, please call my office to schedule a no-cost, no-obligation bankruptcy strategy session. And if you're not ready for that, but you'd like access to some additional resources, click on the links below. I've also answered some other frequently asked questions in some other videos that you can have access by clicking below. Again, when you're ready, willing, and able to make the next step, please call me. We're ready, willing, and able to help.